Unity March Against Hate. Tell us, how did this come about?
It was a convert, well, with everything going on in the country. Sean Howard, who is the CEO of the YMCA, and Shelley Mayer had a conversation and thought that we should create a forum, some type of forum against racism. And so we sat down and had a conversation because we're the YWCA. And that's our mission, the elimination of racism and the empowerment of women. So we thought that we would take on the charge of trying to bring people together and just have a discussion, no matter who you are, what your religion, where you're from, you know.
Now, this is against hate or against racism or hate in general?
It's against hate. It's against hate, but racism also probably come about because of hate.
Good, and you expect a lot of people here today?
We're hoping we get a lot of people here today. We took a lot of time to blast, to put it out there, and we wanted to really get a good cross-section of the community.
Thank you, Charlie, and we're going to be here to cover the whole event.
Thank you.
Mr. Sabatino, always nice to see you at these events that for our community. Today we're here for the March Against Hate. What brought you here?
Well, I think there's just too much rhetoric in the country right now. I think people feel they have the license to just speak out against whatever they don't believe in or whoever they don't like. The white supremacy issue that happened in Charlottesville. I think this is a wake-up call. I think we've had too much divisiveness in this country, and we need to make a statement that we're not going to tolerate this. There are people of different color, different nationalities, sexual orientation, gender identity. We all came to this country to live a free life and to have the freedom of speech. I don't feel that we should prevent anybody from having their freedom of speech, but it should not be a hateful statement. And there's no room for hate in this country. And I think it's important that we emphasize the fact that we're not going to tolerate it. One of the things that I always say is, unless you're a Native American, every one of us is an immigrant in this country. And we came here to make a better life, or our ancestors came here to make a better life. There's no room for hate, as far as I'm concerned.
Now, Mr. Sabatino, have you noticed, or what do you think, that this racial tension and violence, based on hate, has it been more since our last presidential election?
Yes. I really feel that some people feel they have the license to speak out after some of the examples that our leaders have set and some of the things that they've said. I think it's setting a bad example, and I think people just feel they can do whatever they can say and do whatever they please against another person. And I think it's very disturbing, and I hope that at least our march today will bring awareness to the fact that we can't tolerate this in our country.
Thank you, Mr. Sabatino. Always nice to see you. Sean Howard, first of all, let me welcome you back at the YMCA.
Thank you so much.
Okay. We know that you did a great job there, and you're back.
Yes, I am, and I'm happy to be back.
Yeah. But now today we are here for the Unity March Against Hate.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, the Unity March Against Hate started through a conversation with myself, Charlie Knight, and Assemblywoman Mayer, just after the Charlottesville incident, saying that we want to make sure that we do something preemptive so that we don't have an incident like that here in Yonkers. And we wanted an opportunity to bring people of all different nationalities and socioeconomic groups and genders and religions and every different dimension of diversity together so that we could find our common ground and we could increase the community cohesion in Yonkers.
Now, Ms. Howard, I have to ask you this. Has hate always been there, or is hate surfacing more now after the last election?
Hate is something that has always been there, but we went through an era in this country where people were politically correct and they didn't speak about the hate. It's something that you spoke about in private places and social clubs, around the dinner table, around the water cooler at work. But now, since this last election, with so much stirring of the pot, it's something that has become very public, very divisive, and very, very painful in our country and in our local communities, unfortunately.
Well, we've all been seeing all these things that are going on, you know, the killings, the hates, the president actually saying that the police should roughen up some people once in a while when they've been arrested. Now tell us, we all know the problem, but what do you think should be, what do you think is the solution?
Well, we have to have crucial conversation. We have to have community cafes and opportunities for us to come together and learn about one another. I really think it's a lot of people's conscious and unconscious bias that allows us to be separated as residents of communities and as citizens of this country. And as we really, really come together and peel back the layers, we'll realize that our hopes, our dreams, our fears, our desires are much more similar than they are different. But we can't have that happen if we don't come together and have a conversation. And conversations might be initially very uncomfortable as people's biases really come to the surface. But if we just continue to talk and we continue to communicate, and more importantly, we use our emotional intelligence, then we can find answers and we can find solutions. It doesn't mean that we'll become best friends. It doesn't mean that there will always be kumbaya moments, but we can start to dispel some of the myths and the biases that divide us.
Now, Ms. Howard, we have seen that in Yonkers. We have not noticed too much of the problems that we've seen around the country. I'm glad that we haven't. So this movement today is a great pro-action instead of reactive.
That's right.
Last few words for the people of Yonkers.
We have to get to a place where we get to know our neighbors again, get to know the people in our community. I grew up in a time with Mr. Rogers, and he said, who are the people in your neighborhood? And we're so busy with our jobs, raising children, our different community activities, that as we run in and out of our homes, we're on the cell phone. We're not going outside and getting to know our neighbors as we mow the lawn. We have to have neighborhood cleanups and barbecues where we just talk to each other and really, really get to know each other again. And as we talk and as we do things together to strengthen and build our communities, we will realize that our commonalities are much stronger than our differences.
Ms. Howard, thank you very much. Always nice to see you. Stand Against Hate, Unity March today, starting at the YWCA. What brought you here, Carol?
Well, I was here Thursday night doing a lecture for the residents, and I found out they were doing this unity walk. And in the current climate, what's going on in politics, what's happening in social media, I think people need to stand up for inclusivity and that we all need to be together. We are one nation under God, and we're one country, and it's our diversity that makes us strong, and we need to celebrate that.
Do you feel like issues with race, friction, violence came up more nowadays than used to be before the current president was elected?
I think a lot of the comments that we hear from some of our politicians can probably exacerbate conditions that were always there. Racism's always been there, but now it seems to be a little bit more acceptable to express it. And unfortunately, I think those of us who believe in inclusivity and who love everyone, we're not as loud as the fanatics who don't agree with us.
Correct. Racism always been there. But what about Yonkers? Do we feel a lot of racism in Yonkers?
Oh, absolutely. I've been in Yonkers since I was 6. I lived through the wars with fair housing and all the protests. So racism's always been here in Yonkers. I just believe that we're a much more diverse community than we were back in the 60s. And so hopefully if we can all stand together, we can combat this.
Do you think that Yonkers can be an example to the country?
Oh, sure. I mean, this is where I lived since I was 6. I don't plan to leave anytime soon. Yes, we can be an example. All you got to do is look around this room. With so many colors, there's so many nationalities represented, and if we all just treat each other as people, there's just time for love in the world.
Thank you, Carol. Christopher Johnson and Corazon Pineda, we're here today, to march against hate. How you feel about Yonkers and the issues that the nation is facing? A lot of hate out there, but we don't see much of that in Yonkers. But in any case, we have to address it before something does happen in Yonkers. What do you have to tell to the people of Yonkers?
So that's the beauty of our city, is that, although we are living in very troubling times and we see, hate happening all over the world, Yonkers, what we do is that we come together. And we do things like today. We walk together against bullying, against hate, and we do it in unison, right? We're here united as a city, as people, as members of the community from all different backgrounds and experiences, to really come together and say that, although we see what's happening throughout, here in our city, we won't stand for that. Instead, we stand together against it.
Like the councilwoman said, it's important for us to all come together, and we have to come together before something happens to be proactive, so that people know that we love each other, so that people know that we can get along, so that people understand that when we come together, we walk together hand in hand, that good things happen and good things come of that. So that's why we're here today, to celebrate, to walk with one another, and to make sure that hate does not rise up here, that love rises up.
Now, a question to both. With all the things that we've seen around the country, and we see none of that in Yonkers, what is the secret? What is it that we have to teach to the nation?
I think the lesson is that is respect. It starts with respect, right? So I think what's happening throughout is that where people are not respecting one another. They either believe that one religion is better than the other, that one race is better than the other. I think here in our city, what we see is that we respect each and every one of us. We are excited to learn about one another. We're inclusive, and I think that's the message that we need to send throughout.
Believing in diversity and understanding its strengths. Knowing that your neighbor, even though they look different than you, they may speak a different language from you, they may eat different food than you, doesn't mean that they're actually different than you. And trying to cross those lines and understand what they're going through and them understanding what you're going through and kind of coming together. I think that's what we're doing here in Yonkers that could be seen throughout the world.
Thank you, Councilwoman, Councilman. Appreciate it.
So we're taking a stand, YWCA of Yonkers. So once again, thank you for walking with us. We're going to start with a prayer. We have Imam Adams and we have Minister Ruby Thompson.
Can everybody gather this way? We're doing our prayer. Come on. Listen, we need prayer. Lord knows. Absolutely. Lord needs it. Thank you. We'll just bow our heads right now. Lord, we come to you as humble as we know how, oh God. Lord God, we're uniting, oh God, because you see the violence that's going on, oh God, amongst all cities across our nation, God. And right here in Yonkers, God, we lift, hallelujah, hatred out of this place, oh God, so that love can come in, oh God. We just pray, oh God, unto you, oh God, that help us, oh God, love one another as you even commanded, God, that we love each other, even love enemies, oh God, because you can change the minds of men and women. Lord, we praise you right now for this day of a walk that will unify us, oh God, and let people see our seriousness of it all, oh God. Because we know, oh God, together we can do it. Divided will fall, oh God. Pull us together more and more, oh God. Lord God, because we know the heart of this city, hallelujah. You know it, oh God, and you see it, oh God. We want you, oh God, to unify us in love, oh God, and peace, oh God, throughout this world, around this country, oh God. Hallelujah. In America, oh God, we see so much is happening so quickly, oh God, from the president on down. But you, oh God, is still in control, and you see and you know what's going to happen, Lord. So we pray for love and unity amongst us. We pray to stop the violence, oh God. We pray that you pull out these strongholds right now. In the precious name name of Jesus I pray. Amen.
Amen. Be most compassionate, the most merciful. All the praises and thanks are due to God, Lord of the universe, the beneficent, the merciful, the only ruler of the day of judgment. Thee alone we worship, and thee alone we ask for help. Lord, we pray for peace in the city of Yonkers, in the state of New York, in our nation, United States of America, and the rest of the world. We pray for peace forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Walk against hate, march against hate. We've seen a little bit of that in Yonkers, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Okay. Now, Brandy, tell us about why you're here today and what what brought you here.
Why am I here today? Because I've experienced hate in Yonkers, and I would like hate to stop in Yonkers, and I would like for all of us to come together and be unified.
What church do you represent?
My church that I represent is YWCA Resurrection Deliverance Church International, Pastor Margaret and Lorenzo Martinez.
Thank you, Brandy, and we will see you walking around in the march. I'll be there.
Thank you very much.
Stand against hate. Unity in our community. Stand against hate.
That's right.
Unity in our community.
I love it.
Stand against hate.
Yeah.
Stand against hate.
Unity in our community.
Stand against hate.
U-N-I-T-Y, U-N-I-T-Y, that's the unity. U-N-I-T-Y.
unity.
Unity in our community. Unity in our community.
Stand against hate.
Unity in our community.
Stand against
Unity in our community.
Stand against hate.
Unity in our community.
Stand against hate.
Unity
in our community.
Whenever you're ready. You go first? You speak first?
Unity in our community. Stand against hate. Unity in our community.
Stand
Against hate.
Unity in our community.
Stand against hate.
Unity in our
Good morning, everybody. I'm so pleased to be here, Assemblywoman Shelley Mayer, representing the city of Yonkers, and I'm so proud to see this beautiful rainbow of our city represented here today, because you know what? After Charlottesville, Ms. Shawn Patterson Howard and I had a conversation, and we said Yonkers has got to step up. Let's not wait for something to happen. Let's show we are united. We are against hate. Every part of this city, from the east to the west, the north to the south, we all share. We are all Americans. We are all together. This is our country. This is our culture. This is our city, and we are united all together. So today we had a beautiful march, beautiful day. God was looking down on us and said, let us celebrate our diversity, our cultures, our love of our city, and our commitment to being together in love and peace. So thank you all for being here. It's my pleasure to be part of it, and I am so, so very happy. Yonkers, onwards for peace and justice. Without hate, we're against hate, we're for love. Hear, hear.
Charlie, you gonna speak?
I'm truly grateful for progressive leadership. Leadership that's not reactionary, but leadership that likes to prevent challenges. And our Assemblywoman Mayor, literally after Charlottesville, said we have to do something here in the city of Yonkers. We have to show our community cohesion. We have to find a way to bring all of the different dimensions of diversity in our community together. We have to find a way to ensure that our community is welcoming for all, engaging for all, hopeful for all, nurturing for all. And that's what we stand today together to demonstrate that we are for all. We have all religions ethnicities, genders, backgrounds, socioeconomic groups, east, west, north, south, represented here. And we're standing in unity for all. We're not about division, but we're about love and unity. We have to have the crucial conversations, the hard conversations. After years of being in a community and in a country where political correctness prevailed, we're now seeing the hatred and the division that was always a part of our country. It's always been a part of our country. Those who came through Ellis Island experienced it in the early 1900s. Those who came over in slave ships have experienced it since the beginning of slavery. Those who are coming across borders and in planes are experiencing it now. Those who have been poor are experiencing it continuously. Those who are different religions are experiencing it. Sexual backgrounds, orientations, based on who you love, and we have to stand together. It's not about saying that, it's really not about saying you don't have to agree with a person to be able to show that you love them. But you have to show that you accept them for who they are and that we're willing to work together. We're not asking you all to go out and have lunch and be the best of friends, but we're asking everyone to come together and be respectful, not just tolerant. Tolerant means you're tolerating someone. No one wants to be tolerated, but embrace people for who they are and for their dimensions of diversity. It's what makes our community, our state, and our nation strong and vibrant. So I applaud the YWCA of Yonkers for convening this march, for pulling us all together and helping to be a leader as they stand with their mission of eliminating racism and empowering women. We are standing to ensure peace, justice, dignity, and unity for all. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for coming out. You know, we're living in a different world since 10 months ago, and we have to show that we're not going to accept the new norm. I always say that, you know, all of us are immigrants who came here to make a better life for our families. Unless you're an American Indian, you're not. You were an immigrant. So I think, as Sean said, the thing that we're fighting for is respect for each other. You don't always have to agree, but you don't have the license to just malign people. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And I'm glad that so many people came out to show that they are in support of love and not hate.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Corazon and I'm just so thrilled to be here. I'm so proud and I'm really just so excited. I thank the YWCA for convening this, and I want you all to think about what are the first three letters of the word unity, and that is you and I, right? So that means this is exactly what is embodied today in this walk. You and I are all here together to stand for love against hate. And we have to remember that the biggest power that we have is our voting power. And that's the biggest way that we can stand against hate, that we can stand for love, and how we can eliminate hate. And we do that by eliminating them in governments. So I urge all of you to take part of the political process as we continue to fight for the things that we believe in, as we continue to fight for our communities, and as we continue to fight for you and I. So thank you all.
Thank you. My name is Simmer Brandon. I'm here representing State Senator Andrea Stewart-Cousins, who could not be here this morning. But she would like to thank you all for being here. And I just want to ask, why are we here? Unity. Why are we here? Unity. We are here for unity and to stand against hate. I'd like to thank, on behalf of the Senator, the YWCA, and all of the participants here today, because this is the message that you need to send to the city of Yonkers, to the state of New York, and the county of Westchester. We stand against hate. We stand against hate. Thank you.
We also have Miss Shanae representing the mayor. Shanae, right here.
Shanae,
Shanae.
come please.
Come on, Shanae.
Come on down.
Hi, good morning, or is it afternoon now? I'm not sure. Hello, everybody. I'm Shanae Williams. I'm here on behalf of Mayor Spano, who unfortunately has a scheduling conflict. He really wanted to be here this morning, but I'm so happy that so many of us are out here today standing against hate, and this is what it's about. I love that I can just look around and see so many, different ages, different colors, different everything, and this is what it's about. Yonkers, we are about diversity, and the mayor would tell you that he's so proud that we have grown so much as a city, and I love that we're all here today, and thank you all for coming out. Give yourself a round of applause, because this is really great to see. Thank you guys, and thank the YW for taking the initiative and putting this together. That is what it's about, coming together and uniting everyone. And I just want to say, again, thanks everyone for coming out. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to represent Mayor Spano, and let's just keep standing against hate. Thank you.
We have the Department of Human Rights here.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? I'm representing the Yonkers Human Rights Commission, who's over 50 years old at this point. Some of you may not have even heard of us, but I want to make sure you do today. And take that word back to your communities, to your families, and letting them know that there is a body of people right here waiting and willing to help you with your issues that may have some impact on your human rights. We are definitely trying to empower all of the organizations in the community. This balloon is killing me. And also we want to make sure that you know that the Human Rights Commission works with all of the other organizations, including the YWCA, YM, and all of the others. So please, we are in the city directory. If you find me, find anyone, and ask them about the Human Rights Commission, and we will definitely listen to what your issues might be. Thank you. Right. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Whitney Brimad. I'm here representing the Yonkers Coalition for Youth. And on behalf of the coalition, I just want to thank everyone for being here. Echoing the thoughts of some of the other speakers, I want to thank all of our city leaders for being here, the YWCA for putting this together. It is very overwhelming just to see the amount of support that Yonkers has. The youth of Yonkers are extremely lucky to have all of you guys, and we look forward to continuing to help and serve the mission, making sure that we have peace and equality and unity for all.
Yes, peace and blessings, everyone. We give thanks. My name is Brother Rob Winstead. I am the president of the Yonkers African American Heritage Committee, and it truly, truly is an honor, really, to take time out and to look at our strength. And our strength is our diversity. Our strength is our love. You know, people in the 60s said that love would always conquer hate. And I want the young people to realize that. And I want us to realize that love will always conquer hate. And that there are more people in this city, more people in this country, more people in this world, I believe, that believe in love more than hate. Those few people who hate are only calling us out to the battle. Those few people who hate other groups for whatever reason only call us out to battle. And our battling cry is very simple. Y'all say it with me. UNITY. 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 If we unite, the hate will have to flee. To my African Muslim community, I welcome you. So glad to see you here, out with your children. please know that we here in the African community welcome you and love you. To my Mount Vernon family that's in the crowd, so many of y'all, I don't mean to point you out, but I really want to give thanks again to allowing us being a part of this great experience of marching with you, marching with the power of love. There's nothing stronger than that, y'all. Always remember that. There's nothing greater than the power of love, and that's the love that the Creator gave us all, that runs from heart to heart, soul to soul. So y'all always remember that as you grow up, all right? Again, I thank you. Stay strong, and let's stay unified. Thank you.
Of Yonkers, the government officials for having us to be part of this movement. There is nothing like coming together, black, white, Muslim, Christians, Jews, for one cause, for peace, stability, justice, and harmony. And for that, again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of the Muslim community of Yonkers. Thank you very much for having us. Thank you.
To the Muslims, Salaam Alaikum. I want to say to the people who don't speak Muslims, how you're doing. And to the other half that's unjust and don't know what's going on, I want to say, in Spanish? Buenos dias? All right? So, but I love what I see. Let's do this often. All right? I don't know how often we can do it, but let's do it often. That walk through Getty Square just now, I love it. We made a stink. All right? They're going to talk about us, but let's do it often. Let's stop the people from passing drugs, from passing guns. As long as they see us, that's the only reason why they're going to stay, and that's the only way they're going to leave. If they see us now, they're going to leave. If we don't, they're going to stay. So let's do what we say we're going to do. Enjoy your life and enjoy your day. Thank you.
I need Doris and Mitzi up here. Where's Mitzi? Right here. Right here. I want to say, Mitzi put this together.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Mitzi
No,
put this.
you guys.
No. I believe in giving credit where credit is due. Mitzi put this together. Okay. But this is my partner right here. Okay. And also Tess. Come on, Tess. And my daughter, Tony.
Yes, come here.
Because she's right there with me, anything I do. But again, I want to thank you. This is the beginning. We had a couple of focus groups prior to this. And the idea was to create a conversation. Okay, and that's what we're doing. We will be doing different things at different places. And we have a lot of support. Everybody is not here today because of conflict or whatever, but we do have a lot of support. And again, I thank you because we can change it, but it's us. It's us. We can change it. I, again, thank you, but I would like to introduce our board. We have Yadi and Velisa.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is great. Let me just untie my balloon. Well, I would like to thank everyone for coming out and supporting this cause. Thank you to all the organizations that came out, all the programs, all the offices, the city officials, everybody that was involved that had a hand, because we all did this together. This is a togetherness thing, a unity thing. So on behalf of the Board of Directors at the YWCA, we would like to thank you all, and let's continue to do these kind of events, come together against hate, always striving for peace, and always working for the better cause of humanity. So thank you so much. This is our other board member, Yadi. I would like to introduce her to you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. I am so proud of our organization, the YWCA, and all the support that you guys given us on today and every day. I also especially want to thank Ms. Charlie Knight, who's our new interim executive director, who's done so wonderful. Thank you so much. We appreciate. We're so proud of you. We're so proud of our staff. And let's just keep united.